Madam President.
The senator from Tennessee.
Thank you, Madam President. Yesterday, Tennesseans were really filled with a bittersweet pride as President Trump awarded posthumously the Public Safety Officer Medal of Valor to a heroic Tennessean, Sergeant Verdell Smith. His watch with the Memphis Police Department ended on June 4th, 2016. And on that day, an armed gunman stole a car and led Memphis police on a chase into the downtown area. Officer Smith responded to the call and worked quickly to clear the pedestrians from an intersection directly in the path of the speeding car. Then the unthinkable happened. Before the police were able to apprehend him, the gunman crashed through a barrier and fatally struck Officer Smith. Valor is a word that is defined as great personal bravery. Valor. You don't hear it a lot. But valor is that great personal bravery in the face of danger. And I think there is no better way to describe the actions of Officer Smith. I honor him on behalf of all Tennesseans for his service in the U.S. Navy, for his 18 years with the Memphis Police Department, and for his final act of heroism. As I reflected on Sergeant Smith's story, I began to think about Memorial Day and the ways we honor the valor of every soldier who has made that ultimate sacrifice. One of the first official Memorial Day observances was in 1868, and it was just over the Potomac River in Arlington National Cemetery. And if you have not been there to honor those who have given the ultimate sacrifice, I encourage you to do that. In 1868, individuals gathered to honor those who had lost their life in the Civil War, and they gathered to decorate the graves of the fallen, both the Union and Confederate soldiers. This set a precedent for what would become a national day of unity. Think about that. A national day of unity, of mourning, and of remembrance. And as the years went by, Americans took greater steps to memorialize the fallen and those who have exercised valor and have chosen to make that ultimate sacrifice. After World War I, observances were expanded to honor those who fell in all American wars. And finally, it was in 1971 that Congress declared Memorial Day to be a national holiday. Since then, each year at the end of May, cities across the nation have lowered their flags to half-staff as a silent reminder of the cost of freedom. Just like Sergeant Smith, the fallen warriors we honor this Memorial Day made a choice to serve this nation. They knew it wouldn't be easy, they knew it would be dangerous or even deadly, but they knew that it would be worth it because it would be a step in preserving freedom and freedom's cause. It's this choice and the choice to serve bravely and selflessly on behalf of a grateful nation that we remember as we debate crucial legislation supporting our armed forces. Memorial Day marks the conclusion of Military Appreciation Month, which has provided each of us an opportunity to unite and reflect upon the heroic courage of all the members of our armed forces. And we thank them continually for the service they provide and the sacrifices that they and their families make on behalf of this nation and freedom. Madam President, Yesterday, members of the Armed Services Committee, of which Madam President and I are each a member of this committee, and we completed our first steps in ensuring that this year's National Defense Authorization Act fully funds the resources our military needs to defend against the threats that we face on land, by sea, and in air, and of course, in the cyber realm. Our proposed $750 billion national defense budget will more than support this goal and includes a much-needed and well-deserved pay increase for our military men and women. The NDAA, as it is called in an acronym that we hear around here so regularly, the NDAA is just one piece of our greater promise to care for soldiers on and off the battlefield. As members of Congress, we have a duty to keep the promise to those who bravely defend the safety and the security of the American people, and also we have a responsibility to those whose broken-hearted vigil we join this Memorial Day weekend. Just as valor lived in the hearts of the fallen, so does their sacrifice endure in the life of every person blessed to call this great country home. Madam President, I yield the floor and note the absence of a quorum.
Clerk will call the roll.